This is the HaltingWinter Podcast. My name is Seth Winterhalter. I'm your host. HaltingWinter is a coaching and consulting company that exists to help business owners who are overwhelmed, who are a bit stressed out. We want to come alongside and help you align your products, your services, and your teams to a compelling and clear mission statement so that you can row together and you can see more success as you scale and soar. Are you a business owner? Are you a business owner? There you go. Who's overwhelmed by the various aspects of your company? You know, I got into business. I remember when I started a business years and years ago, and I went in with a passion, not realizing there was so much other work, right? I got to be an accountant. I've got to be an ops director. I've got to be a marketing director. I've got to have all these things, sales, and it's just overwhelming, all the things that it takes to run a successful business. Tongue-tied today. And so we want to help with that. And so we've had, I myself have run now a number of businesses and nonprofits. Most of my work has been in the nonprofit world. And I just love business because I think business helps our communities. We employ people. We deliver products and services that I think make the world better. And so if that's you, if you're overwhelmed right now, I hope that you check out HaltingWinter.com. You would see if we come alongside and encourage you, help you, motivate you, help you with some frameworks to be able to take some of that stress and that overwhelm off you so that you can focus on why you got into business in the first place, and that is to bring a compelling product or service to the world. We want to see you scale and soar. So today we're continuing our podcast series on sales. This is all from Business Made Simple, Donald Miller's company based out of Nashville, Tennessee. I'm a certified coach with Don, and I've been using Business Made Simple and its previous iterations for years with my nonprofits, with the businesses that I've run. Don and I think alike when it comes to storytelling. We both kind of have artist backgrounds. He is an author, me as a musician. For those of you who didn't know, I was an orchestral conductor for many years, founded my own orchestra and chorus, professional, and grew that to a successful organization. And that was kind of my first foray into the aspects of running a business organization and just figuring out, man, there's a lot of components that go in with this. And one of those was sales. And you may be like I didn't think a nonprofit really was into sales, but you sell, you have donors, you have grants that you're trying to get. You are trying to sell yourself all the time to be able to fund that nonprofit. And so everything we do, whether you're a nonprofit, whether you're a for-profit, whether you're just a person, you're going to have to sell yourself, right? If you are trying to get a job, you've got to sell yourself. If you're trying to find a spouse, you're going to have to sell yourself. So sales is just a part of life. And some of us think sales is icky. Some of it is just kind of slimy. It's just kind of shady. I want to help you make sales awesome because I believe that this is how you make sales awesome is you use the Business Made Simple framework, because instead of you being the star, your customer is. Instead of you having the limelight on you, we put the limelight on the customer, and we're putting it not on them to make them a big deal, like we've got to fluff them up and make them feel special. We're trying to solve a problem. Now all of a sudden we're trying to do good. We're trying to make our products and solutions solve a tangible problem for our customer so that they experience the good in life. Right now, they're experiencing frustration. Right now, they're experiencing not life as it's supposed to be intended for them. And we come along with our products and services and give them help, give them a better life. That's the way you want to see your products and your services. And so last time, if you didn't listen to the last podcast, go back and listen to that, because we walked through the first two elements of what Business Made Simple calls the sales script. The first thing that we do when we think about our sales script, when we think about our sales process, is we want to dive into the problem. Most businesses, when they start selling themselves, when they start selling their products or services, they start right there. They start with the product or the services. It's all about them. If I go to your website, what are the first words that I read? Is it all about you? Is it all about your products? We do this. We sell this. We're amazing. We've been in business for 20,000 years. We, I, me. Is that you? If it is, I'm telling you, even if you're successful, you're not close to successful as you can be, because people got to read through your story, your bragging about yourself that, again, your person doesn't care about. I hate to, maybe this will hurt your feelings, but no one cares. No one cares if your business, maybe 3 generations ago, people cared about that. But listen, we live in the digital world. We live in the world where people are not going to mom and pop shops downtown because they've been in business for 3 generations. I'm sorry, but if that's who you're trying to cater to, then okay, that's fine. You cater to them. Just know that your clientele base is very small, and I don't know how you're going to survive because those people have better be spending a lot of money on your products and services because your customer base is so small now. People are coming to you not because of your story, not because of how great you are, not because of how moralistic and family-centered you are. People come to you because you solve a problem. Specifically, you solve their problem. So start with the problem so that when your customer, their very first interaction with you is, oh, well, that makes me curious because I have this problem. I mean, right? If they Google search, weight loss, and you're in the weight loss, that's what helping people lose fat and maintain muscle, helping people lose fat in a way that, helping people lose fat permanently, helping people lose fat without the rebound, helping people lose fat without giving up their favorite foods. Those things are attractive to people. Oh, I'm curious now. I'm curious. What would make them scroll on? Do you think it'd be, if you're in the weight loss business, do you think it's 20 years of nutritional and training help? Okay, I guess. Doesn't really, there's no curiosity. There's no compelling. You're not speaking to the client. You're speaking to someone, okay, well, I guess, well, that's about you. I hope then. But does 20 years mean that you're any good? No. I know lots of people who've been in careers for 60 years and aren't very good at what they do. So does that make sense? Like, start with the problem of your customer, and then we move to the solution. And what's the solution? That's your product or your service. Now we've already spoken to the customer in their words, in their terms, on their grounds. Now we're pitching our product specifically to what they need, what they want, what they desire. And then now we're coming into today's podcast. Today we're going to go into just the third element. When I was mapping this out, this one is a bit long. There's 5 elements. We went through 1 and 2 last podcast. We'll go to number 3 today. And then to the next podcast, we'll go through number 4 and 5. So today then, you've got the problem. You started there. Number 2, you pitched your product as the solution to that product or that problem. And you pitched it in their words, using their language, using their knowledge base. Remember, you're a 9 or a 10 in your understanding of the problem. They're a 1 or a 2. So remember, in sales, you don't want to educate people in sales. You want to educate people after you've made the sale. I find a lot of people struggle with this. They're trying to sell people and educate them at the same time. You're going to lose. You're just confusing them. You're frustrating them because you're speaking down to them almost, and you're trying to tell them what their real problem is, and they don't want to hear it. They're not ready to hear that. They're ready for you to solve their problem on their terms. And it's not a bait and a switch. It's called growth. This is what your product or service should do, is help them really understand what their problem is, really help them identify, here's how we help. We don't have to go into all the weeds. You're going to get that in the instruction book. You're going to get that as you dive into the products and start using the product. So be careful that the sales, I think a lot of people lose sales because they're trying to do too much in that sales call. Be careful. Educate them after you've made the sale. Then you're giving them services to help them really understand what the problems are. So we identify the problem. we pitch the product, our services as the solution. And now number 3, here's the third part of the sales script. Again, Business Made Simple, Don Miller, his frameworks. I'm a certified coach of this program, so none of these it's not my ideas. This is the framework that we use at HaltingWinter when we consult our companies and our organizations. So number 3 then, problem, product is solution, and now here we go. Number 3, give the customer a plan. How often do you pitch the product? Usually we do that first, which is the problem. What we need to do is identify their problem. Then we need to say, hey, here's the product. But then we wait. It's like, well, I told them that here's the product, and now I'm waiting for them to do all the work. I'm waiting for them to close the sale. I'm waiting for them to figure out what to do next. See, that's what now giving the customer a plan is the bridge from their problem to then taking on your solution. We need to give them a plan so they know, okay, now that you've told me that you're the solution to my problem, now what do I do? And this isn't quite the call to action yet. It's the plan that's going to help them take action. So what are the steps of a sale, right? What steps do they need to make to be able to complete that sale? Now, so what we have to say is, well, before we tell them the steps, maybe what can help us clarify what the plan should be is we say, well, what stops a sale? What stops a sale? Now, here are the things that don't stop a sale, but people, so you'll tell them the price, and what do they say? Oh, I have to check with my spouse. Oh, I don't have the money. Oh, it's always money or a spouse right? We just have excuses. Well, what is that? Those aren't the real things. That's just what the words come out of our mouths. There's 2 things that stop a sale. Number 1 is fear. And fear drives, I could go on 10,000 podcasts about fear. That's how it's like my soapbox thing of fear is the infectious disease of everything that stops humanity from thriving. Fear stops sales. Why? Because people all of a sudden now I have a choice to make and I fear failure. I fear that if I spend money on this product, it actually won't solve my problem. I fear that I'm going to spend money or I'm going to waste time or it's not going to work or I fear that I won't know how to use it or I fear that, right? All these fears. So this is where we want to be, we want to do the work beforehand, right? This is what you should be doing in your sales meetings is helping go, okay, what are our customers fearing? How can we understand that? And how can we even put that into our sales script? How can we put that into when we give customers a plan that we're taking away some of that fear? There's fear. That's the number 1 thing that stops a sale. Number 2 is confusion. We've made things confusing or they're still confused. We need to help give clarity, right? This is why when you give customers a plan, I want to encourage you to have 3 steps. 3 steps, not just 1 step, because 1 step then feels maybe it's like an ultimatum, like I either have to do this. It's like 3 easy steps. Like for instance, so for us, we offer the Spartan program is a program we offer for personal coaching. It's really we pitch it as a fitness program because so many people are overweight and out of shape. But it really is a body and mind. It's a personal overhaul of your body, your physical body, your mind, your mentality, and your emotions. Your soul, your well-being. And so we pitch that program when we that's the problem is they're overweight and out of shape. The solution is we have a path, we have a plan, a path, and a people to put you in that are going to help you finally get into the best shape of your life. And that doesn't mean a 6-pack. It can be if that's your goal, but it's going to be the best shape for you to operate at peak performance to do what you want life to be. Right. So if you don't need a 6-pack to do a lot of things in life, so that may not be what peak performance looks like for you, or it might. Right. That's part of it's part of the program to figure out what does that look like for you. Let's figure out you and shape a life that creates that for you. So how do we do that? We have 3 easy steps. You select your package. Right. We have 3 different packages that you select. What would help you get to your goals? We have 3 packages. So select your package. Schedule your onboarding call. And so we start, you select your package. And then you select the date for your first initial call where we walk through your nutrition, we walk through your training, we walk through and create the plan for that whole process and program. And then step 3 is you receive access. Once you select your package, you schedule your onboarding call, you are going to receive full access to the online group, to everything. You're going to, the gates of Valhalla open up and you become a hero. So what are your 3 things, right? What do they select? What do they choose? What do they need to do, right? What are the 3 things that give them it's just clear. Like, yeah, you just do this, then you do this, and then you do this, or you do this, then you do this, and then you receive this. Like, how easy is it? And so you want to be thinking about the fear, like, oh, well, is it going to work? You may want to have language here, like, guarantees. Like, we don't offer money back guarantees because we want you to take responsibility. We know that what we do at Halting Winter works, whether it's personal coaching or whether it's corporate consulting. What we do works. And so it's not, but the problem is, are you going to work? Or if we take you on, right, just because we accept you as a client doesn't mean that you're going to actually do the work that we agree to. So what we do is we give a results guarantee. Like, if in our personal coaching program, we say if you even do 80% of the work that we agree to, if you stick with the plan that we create, if you nail that 80% of the way, if you walk out the path, right, you don't just bail. If you and you participate in the group programs up to 80%, then we guarantee that you're going to get the results that we stated. You're going to see results. And if you don't, then you're either lying to us or like you're just some unicorn that like doesn't. And that's where a lot of people, especially when it comes to fitness, it's like, oh, well, I just eat so good and I keep gaining weight. No, you don't. It's like scientifically impossible. It is not possible unless you're a unicorn. And if you're a unicorn and you eat nothing but broccoli and chicken breasts and white rice at really moderate levels and you still gain fat, then I want to study you. I know specific scientists who would love to study you because you are not human, right? And so it's a matter of we're lying. We're not being faithful. And so I'm not going to give your money back if you're the problem, right? I'm going to make sure that we continue to work with you. So I have a client right now. And it's been a struggle, right? They have some serious health realities that make their fitness journey a bit more of a struggle. And so they've been a part of our program for 90 days, and we're still not satisfied with where they're at. But we've learned a lot together. We've kind of figured out some things. And so it's like, okay, we have had some success. They've had success with sleep. They've had success with elements of their training. Not all of it's been dialed in yet. They've had some success we've really worked through mindset with eating. We work through how to eat better. But we're still not there. So guess what? We're going to stick with them until we see some real tangible results, because that's what we're in the business for. So you have to ask yourself, when you're selling products, when you're selling your services, what kind of guarantees can you give to take away some of that fear, some of that confusion? How can you put them at ease to say, listen, like, we believe so strongly in our products that and maybe you do have a money back guarantee. I would just be careful if you have, like, in our business, we have services. And so we have to get paid for those services. Like, I can't give you 3 months of free work and then be like, oh yeah, you can have your money back if you don't. I mean, what did I do? Like, I showed up, I gave it my all, because that's what, right? You're not going to get anything less than 100% from me. And so I would be careful if you offer a service to be giving money back guarantees, because unless you suck and you shouldn't be in business, if you're giving your client your services, then the only way it really fails is if they don't put that into practice. And so that's why I would think about results. We give a result guarantee that if you put these things into practice, you're going to see results. And we have to look at that, right? That's where in the health and wellness space, I'm not going to lie to them. I'm not going to over pitch what I can deliver too, right? You're not going to, in 90 days, in 3 months, I can have anyone who's overweight, 25 pounds or more, in 90 days, I can get you to lose 20 pounds. Not easy. Easy, easy in my mind. It may not be easy in your mind, especially if you struggle with tendencies to eat gallons of ice cream. But like I can do that scientifically and physically, even allowing you to eat some things that you want, ice cream. I can do that. What I can't do is guarantee that I'm going to get you to 30 pounds. If you're 20 pounds overweight and I say, well, I can get you 30 pounds in 90 days, man, I got some work to do. Right. So you got to be careful what you're pitching. You have to be really mindful of your customer and am I really offering them tangible results with my products and solutions? What's their problem? Am I just pitching because it sounds good, or am I pitching because I can actually deliver? So anyway, giving customer a plan. How do you bridge from their problem to your solution? What are the steps now that they're going to take to close the sale? How do you close the sale? They need steps. They want to know what the pathway is. It's not just buy now. It's right. What are they selecting? What are they choosing? How is it affirming to them that this is really solving their specific problem? So would have you think about that. So again, number one, what's your customer's problem? Number two, how do you pitch your product as the solution to that problem? And then number three, how do you give your customer a plan, some steps to take that are leading them to the close of that sale? And this is, again, you can take this product, you can use this on your website, you can use this in your sales pitch. This is a great thing when you're in sales, because there's most sales get stuck, especially on a sales call. And once you pitch the product, like, oh man, this would be great for you. This would help. Here's the benefits: benefit 1, benefit 2, benefit 3. All the things that you're saying you struggle with, man, that's what we're going to help you with. And so we're going to come alongside. And then it's like, okay, well, what's the cost? Well, the cost is $5,000. Oh, that's so much money. Oh, I don't know if I can afford that. I've got to talk to my spouse. Okay, like, well, what do you say? Like you kind of pitched, and then there was never really a plan. That's where if you say, here's the benefits, here are the benefits, here's what you're going to receive. Now, here's where let me lay out the steps. Let me lay out the plan that you can take to become a Spartan program member today. Right? If I was pitching my health and wellness, first we need to pick out the package, and I'll walk through those with you in just a moment. We're going to pick out the package that fits you specifically, and then we're going to schedule your onboarding call, and then you're going to receive full access. So the packages are this. We've got one package. It's a 6-month program for $10,000. We've got a 3-month program for $5,000, and we've got a 6-week program for $3,000. I think for you, because you have 100 pounds of weight to lose, the best program for you, because that's going to take you a year, the best program for you and the most fiscally beneficial to you is the 6-month program, because that's $10,000, and that gives you, that's the cheapest program for that length of time. But again, if you can do the 90-day for $5,000, or you can even do the 6-week to just get you started, to reset your habits for $3,000. Which of those packages do you think would fit you best? Because once you select that package, then we can select the date for your onboarding call. And I have space next Monday or Tuesday. What do you think would work for you? Now they've got two. I need to choose a package and I need to choose a date, right? I'm getting them to think, not just I gave them options with money. And we'll talk about this in the close in the next podcast. But I'm giving them things that they have to think about that are leading them to the plan of execution to go, man, I want to be in. Like, yes, I need to select a package. Okay, there are 3 options for me: small, medium, and large. And then there's a date. Man, there's room. I can start next week. I can start solving this problem now. Like, I'm getting them to move towards the direction instead of just I've delivered information and now they're in charge of where the call is going. I want to always be in charge. Where am I leading them? Where am I taking them? So hopefully that helps. Again, it's simple, and yet it's complex to think about, because we really have to do the work of going, how do I take all of these things that I've worked so hard to create in light of my processes and my products and my systems and my structures? How do I make them simple so that my customer it's an easy path for them? They have a problem. I hear that problem. I offer my product because I think it's a solution to their problem. And now I give them a simple plan of action to take to become a customer, to be able to purchase that product or service so that they can go from problem to solution. Okay, chew on that. If we can help with that, if we can help work through helping you work through what is a clear plan, how do you think about a plan when it comes to your products and services, we'd love to help. Give us a call. Go to HaltingWinter.com and set up a free consultation call. And maybe you need help with other elements of your business. Maybe it's not sales. Maybe sales feels dialed into you, but it's marketing, or it's the leadership team. It's the mission. You're just not clear on where you're heading specifically over the next year or two. And that's really what a mission statement is. It's not your vision statement and the big objective. It's really, where are you going over the next year or two, and how do you set real tangible, specifically fiscal, economic goals to hit so that you know that you're seeing success towards that mission. If we can help with those, hit us up, HaltingWinter.com. I'm Seth Winterhalter. Would love to help you come alongside to help your business scale and soar. Tune in next time when we go through the final parts of the sales script. See you then.